What's up, and welcome back. So we're going to drop in about the difference between accepting and resigning, or just giving up, where yeah, you accept it, but you're accepting it from a place of like you have no other choice. Like, all right, like it kind of is what it is. I have no choice but to accept it how it is. And it's better than resisting it, but there's still some resistance within there because you still haven't fully made the choice of accepting what is. There's a difference between like it is what it is, you're kind of just dealing with it, and then accepting what is. And with acceptance, that allows you to move accordingly. It allows you to progress forward. It's kind of like water flowing down the river, and when it comes across a rock, it accepts that the rock is there. It's not trying to get the rock out of there. It's not wishing that there was never a rock there to begin with. It just accepts the rock is there, and then it moves accordingly around it, over it, under it, however it can continue progressing forward. The water just, again, accepts what is. And I'm going to share a personal experience that came up this weekend for me that really like hit it home. And I also got to see with acceptance, in order to fully accept, you also have to accept your part in it and accept like what you're feeling. That's the biggest thing with acceptance, is again, not trying to make the reality different, not trying to make what happened or what's happening different. You're just accepting it like that rock in the water. It's there. You're accepting the pain that's there. You're accepting the frustration that's there. You're not trying to make it different. And with that resigning feeling, that almost like futile giving up of like, fine, like, yeah, I accept it. It's giving your power away because you're not making the choice to accept it. It's almost like you're being forced to accept it. So I made a choice to send a text to an ex of mine because I saw that it was their birthday. And I felt some hesitation to do it because I haven't spoken to this person since February. And the last time I spoke to them, they were open to hanging out again and like being friends. And I'm open to that, but I could feel like things felt the same. Like something didn't fully change. So my reply was I need to feel into it. And I took the couple months, no contact, nothing. And it's been a year, but it's been its own unique, interesting journey. And as I took the time, and this appeared where I saw their story on Instagram, I saw it was their birthday, and I was just like, let me just wish them a happy birthday. And I could feel the resistance of not wanting to, and feeling like what would happen if I did. But then I got clear as to what my reasons were, and my reasons were to let go of any defensiveness that was there, because I had to accept that I still felt defensive, and that wasn't allowing me to accept the end of the relationship. Like, it's like 90% of me, 95% of me is like, cool, good, on to like moving on. And it's like that part that you see people always getting into where they're like, F this person, I don't care, I'm over it, never again. And that defensiveness, that guardedness is actually what's not allowing them to move forward. And that's something I really did different this time with this separation. Over and over, I kept making the choice to choose love rather than my old way of being, my old habits. My old approach would have been to completely cut this person off and be cold. And I didn't want to do that anymore because I could tell that's why I went along this theme of coming across emotionally unavailable people. Because if I'm cutting off and I'm being cold, I'm also being cold to how I'm genuinely feeling. And I'm kind of like, when you see somebody like lose a limb and they like cauterize it, it's like I'm cauterizing my wounds. I'm not allowing myself to like feel the pain that's there fully. Yeah, I cried and yeah, I processed it, but I'm still not feeling the remnants that's there. It's totality. and I'm making it wrong, and I'm blaming it on this person. So as I got to feel like, okay, what do I want? Like, why did I feel called to send this message? Why did I want to send the message? And it really had nothing to do with them. It was more of like, I just wanted to, yes, wish a happy birthday, wish them well, nothing but great things as I do with everybody. But I wanted that sense of defensiveness to not have to be there anymore. And with that, I felt the easier way would have been to like not send it, stay hidden, and like do it through words on my own. But another way to do it, I like to own every decision that I make. I like to exercise my power, our power, right, that we have as human beings, which is the power of choice. So I like to stand by my choices. And I wanted to show myself that I can send it, and I could be very clear as to why I'm doing something. And I could feel without making that choice, then I'm still not making the choice to fully let go. And that's the limbo I kind of been feeling. I've been feeling this limbo of, yeah, again, like over 90% of me has moved on, but there's still that part of me that's still a little guarded. So I got to reflect, what am I guarded about? What am I, and just accepting, like, I'm not making it wrong. I'm not making it like right or bad, or I'm not making it anything. I'm just acknowledging I'm defensive right now. I'm feeling guarded. Okay, why? And I realized there were a few reasons to why I felt guarded and defensive. Because that fragmented part of me, right, that last 5% still felt like it was in the relationship. Whenever I would think about the person, right, that sense of defensiveness would come up in like preparation of dealing with some kind of bullshit, because it still felt like it was in that dynamic. And it was kind of like trapped in this loop of like that moment in time of what the dynamic was like. So I moved on, right? 90% of me moved on, but that fragmented part of me was still left behind. That fragmented part of me that wasn't fully felt yet was still back in that moment in time. And it was thinking that, again, in seeing the story or in sending the message, that whatever happened before is going to happen again. So we might as well like brace and get ready and have our own dialogue prepared as to how the conversation is going to be if it were to go down this way, or like it was preparing to defend against any more pain. And as I got to just accept that like, okay, a part of me still feels in the relationship. Logically, I know I moved on. Logically, I know it's done. I know it's been some time. Like, there's no going back, but feeling wise, sensation wise in the body, all the sensations that are being felt is because the mind, which again, through imagination, has the ability to paint the picture of life that feels just as real as this one, right? Which is how we manifest and create. And it's so real that part of me still feels in the relationship. And that's okay. I can accept that. And in just accepting it and not trying to find a reason for it, like blaming on this person, blaming just in the moment, like what am I guarding? What am I defending? And I got to see like there's still some hurt, right? There's still pain, and that's the only reason why I'm defending something. You only defend something that you feel you only defend something that you feel needs to be protected. And in this case, I'm protecting a wound. I'm protecting a pain. And as I just, instead of protecting it, just acknowledge like, okay, like there's still some hurt. I'm not getting frustrated and be like, man, it's been over a year, and like I feel like I should be completely done with this by now. It's okay that it's there. I'm the one that's feeling it. Like, I don't care about anybody else. This is between me and me. It's like, okay, like I'm feeling it. It's there. Okay. And just in shining the light on it, just in like bringing that to my awareness, I'm not avoiding it anymore. And I could feel like the visualization I had and felt was just the light shining on it was like healing it fully, not just burning it off, but literally I could see it like and feel it healing fully just with my attention and awareness on it. And again, and I realized like there were times I would stay up at night and I would keep myself like distracted and busy, and like it would be watching funny stuff and entertaining stuff, like ways that I enjoy feeling. But I also wanted to sleep a little earlier. And I noticed like I'm sleeping by like 1 a.m., 1:30, 2. And I still like offset time and make sure I get the time that I want to sleep. But again, it's not how I want things to be. So I'm like, okay, what am I avoiding? And it was that pain. It was that pain that, although I sat with most of it, it was just the remnants, the residue of the pain. And the reason why I was avoiding it was feeling like I should have moved on by now. This should have been done and completed with. And I got to see like, and that's why I came across somebody after that it was still a similar theme of that emotionally unavailable, right? Way better than the previous person, but still that point of emotional unavailability. Okay, let's feel it. Let's just feel it and not do anything this time. Let's not try to alchemize it. Let's not try to make it better. Let's not try to heal it. Let's not do shit with it, then just be with it. And, there's people that are like, yeah, like, that's what you should do. You should sit with your emotions and be with yourself. I did that. And it got me to that 90, that 95%. What was different this time was being with it, but not doing anything about it. And I got to realize that's what I needed. I did all the other stuff, which was for sure needed. Not to say like, don't do that stuff, right? I got to cry it out. I got to release it. I got to journal about it. I did so much with it. But there's a portion where there's nothing you need to do with it other than just be with it. And in being with it, you're just accepting, hey, I felt this way. I genuinely love this person. I genuinely wish things would have been different. And I feel this pain about it. And I was defensive about it. I was defensive because I was hurt. And I didn't really want to acknowledge that I was hurt. And I also, that defensiveness is also what's preventing me from opening up. Like I felt myself opening up, but I'm only opening up like this much. And just even from the gesture, I believe I did like a video about opening up. So it's ways that I was letting myself know, even like through these videos, that like I'm on track. But again, like I had this feeling of knowing that like I'm opening up, but I'm not opening up completely. And it's just because I was guarded. And in being defensive and guarded, I'm not trusting my ability to make choices. And the reason why I was avoidant of this topic, right, and why before I would cauterize it, is because anytime I made a choice within this realm, within the realm of relationship, I felt I couldn't trust myself anymore, because when I did, it led to pain. Because my choice was to let this person in, open up completely, be completely vulnerable, choose love, and open up. And the result was getting hurt. The result was pain. And that was also what the defensiveness was letting me know. But in not accepting it, I couldn't accept that I wasn't trusting myself. So it's like, okay, That's something else I get to accept. As I was hanging out with my friends over the weekend, it was my friend's birthday. And it was a 2.5 hour drive there and back. So I had time within the drive to like really drop in. But as I was hanging out there, like I was dropping in with people and like coaching people there. Like I'm at a point in my journey that literally every conversation I have with somebody, like I just naturally guide them. It just happens. And I love it, right? It's why I do what I do. It's also why I do these videos. But I was mentioning things to them where we actually guide ourselves based on what we say. But we always overlook what we say, and we pay more attention to everybody else. But if we really slow down and stay up to speed with the things that we're saying, we're not only helping them, we're actually helping ourselves through the conversation. And something I saw myself mention multiple times as I was helping certain people was we only do things because it makes sense. And once we see why it makes sense, it actually stops making sense. So once I saw that I was afraid to make the choice of completely letting go, of like making the choice of being his friend, right? Letting go of the relationship to shifting towards being a friend. And like, even when I said my reply was, I'm going to feel into it, I still haven't made a decision yet. It's still in limbo. I still didn't say whether I didn't want to be a friend or whether I did want to be a friend. And in the in-between time, I kept getting different messages. And a lot of them were like, don't do it, cut the person off, leave the past in the past. And I agree with that. And then there's the part of me that's like, but I see everybody doing that. And all I see as a result of that is a perpetuation of pain and lack of trust. So a lot of times the people that express that they don't trust anybody. And I've been there. One of my favorite wrestlers when I was watching like wrestling as a kid was Stone Cold Steve Austin. His thing was literally don't trust anybody. My thing for years was I never trusted anybody. So I felt that although an old version of me agreed with that, the new version of me sees that as, well, not even the new version, the evolved version, because it includes the older version of me, sees the pain behind that, sees the pain behind not trusting. And the thing that I realized that's not trusting is myself. I'm not trusting myself to be able to make the decision that won't cause me pain. That's what I'm not trusting. And as I felt into it, it's like, okay, yeah, I can shift towards being friends. Because I can trust that, again, I sent the message not to rekindle any kind of relationship. It's just me being a friend. I sent it not expecting any response at all. I'm okay with no response. That's not why I sent it. And also, I realized the pain wasn't from the choice of allowing somebody in. The pain didn't happen from opening up. The pain happened when I ignored myself. When I didn't pay attention to the choices I wanted to make. That I kept overriding them and I made choices based on the other person, not from me. That's where the pain happened. Because I can spark all the moments and see all the moments where I didn't listen to myself here or here or here or here or here. And that's what I was angry about. That's what I was hurt about. And that's what led to the pain, because I was opening up to something in a way that wasn't a match to me in that way. And every time I talk to people about like their experiences with this, you know, it's again that path of that anxious and avoidant. Actually, I think that's the video that I kind of similarly talked about this. But again, with the anxious avoidant, Like in relationships that don't work out, you know those moments where you ignored yourself. And what happened when you ignored yourself? Pain. And that's the whole point of the experience, was to help you get more clear on what you want. Because also part of the hangout that we had, we did a game that one of my friend's brothers created. The main focus of the game, right? There's a lot of parts to it, but it's to help you get clear on what you're asking for or what you're wanting. And then, the people that are playing the game with you get to highlight what's not clear about it, and so on and so forth. In all these different ways, all these different layers. His whole thing was you have to get clear. You have to be very clear on what you want. And something he said was like, often people think that they're clear, but they're not really clear on what they want. And as he was talking about the game, like the focus was on one of our friends. And they wanted to do it specifically for him. But I was like rehearsing with myself, like, okay, like he says, it could be anything in the world that you want, but you have to be very specific. As we were helping my friend essentially get his order to the universe or life clear and himself, I was like, oh, I'm not as clear as I thought I was. And I realized that's the purpose of the pain. The painful experiences also help you get very clear on what you want. Because I got to be so clear that I don't want any defensiveness within me. And that was the focus on the drive back, was letting that defensiveness go. It's something I started on the drive there that I had in mind, that I was reflecting on, and I still felt some of it because I was like questioning, did I send the text for the right reason, and should I have not sent it? As I reflected on it, I was like, no, in not sending it, I'm avoiding, I'm running away. And I don't do that. I own every choice I make proudly. And because I embody my power of choice. And as I began to be proud of myself for making the choice of sending the message, I got to see like the reason why I want to let go of this defensiveness is because I can feel it's preventing my heart from opening fully, which is preventing me from showing up fully, which is not allowing me to be seen fully or felt fully to the degree that I know I can be. And there's all these different layers of authenticity. But if you're defensive, you can't fully be authentic because now you're apprehensive as to how you're going to be received. And again, in just accepting that I felt that way. And I also had a friend of mine there who does like Qigong, and his stuff is magical and incredible. He was highlighting certain things, and he highlighted my kidneys. I forgot exactly how he worded it, but it's like your kidneys represent the thoughts and beliefs that you like downloaded from your parents, that you received from your parents. He said with your mom and everything, like everything's good and flowing. I've done a lot of work with that. He was like, and with your dad on the left side, it's chunky. It's not flowing in regards to like the energy, the chi. So I was like, okay. And as I was like feeling into, and this is where he planted the idea of the resigning versus accepting. And I really got to dive deep on it. I could literally feel my leg like twitching and opening up. And he's like, yeah. And like he's guiding me through it. And there were aspects of like with my pops I got to accept. And I mentioned it bits and pieces with my pops before, of him, not fully being on board with my preferences, right? As far as liking men as well. I got to see that there was a part of me that just resigned to it. That kind of like our relationship is going to be what it is. And I got to shift back towards now the power of choice of accepting. I can accept that he has his own perspectives and his own beliefs based on how he was raised and all the things that supports his perspective of me, but it's just the perspective of me. It doesn't have any control over my perspective of him. But if I allow his pain to cause pain within me and then affect my perspective of him, now I'm just keeping that pain going. So in accepting that, I choose love. I choose love in the sense of like, and it doesn't make me soft. It doesn't mean that it's like, okay, like you could just walk all over me. No, I choose love in the sense of like, that's one of the hardest things. Well, I get to say that more better. It's one of the hardest things for people to choose because they're afraid of the pain that followed every time they chose love. When I say I choose love from a space of I have discernment as to who has access to this openness of me. So yes, I can love you still wholeheartedly. I can accept you and I can love you. But that doesn't mean I'm going to allow any pain that you're carrying in my direction. The same way you see anything that opens up, again, like the clam that I used before, the clam has the discernment of if it does not feel your intentions are the best for it, it's just going to close up. And it'll go somewhere else where it'll feel safe enough to where its surroundings provide the ability for it to open up to the degree that it wants to. So if I feel your intentions are the best, with my pops, with everybody, relationships, everything, I check it with me. My filtering system is me first, then the world. And then I could just be clear. So like, does this feel in resonance with my intentions of opening up? If it does, awesome. Like I remain open. And if I feel the intentions are different, cool. My discernment is just like water flowing. I could accept. These are your intentions currently at the moment. For whatever it is that you're navigating, it has nothing to do with me. But currently, right now, you're just a rock in a river. I can accept that you're stuck in place of what you're navigating. But I can just flow around that, remaining open, because those are my intentions. And yeah, it's been the most blissful, amazing feeling ever of being wide open again. It feels so good. And I'm going to do a video about that, about like receiving. So that's a tough thing that I see so many people dealing with, if not everybody. And I found a great analogy that makes it so easy to tap into the energy of receiving and feeling it within your body, to feel your body receiving. Because it's a very specific sensation within the body to feel that safety that allows the vulnerability, that allows the openness, which allows the receiving. That one's going to be good. That's going to be the next video. That's going to be this upcoming week's video. So I'm going to write that down so I already know when I record it, boom, it's going to be that. But yeah, this was good. This was a very powerful realization of mine. And to close it out, like I saw the story of the same like ex-partner like pop up, but I didn't even care to view it. There was no, even like the little inkling of like curiosity. I reflect, I was like, well, why do you want to see it? For like, genuinely, like why? Like I could accept that you're curious, but like, why do you want to see it? And then like the thoughts of like the possibilities of what it may be, like what the story may be, like came up, and it's just like, nah, I'm good. I I don't feel the same way anymore. I don't need the permission. And I realized in wanting the next partner was the permission I was asking for from the outside world of validation that I healed and I let go. That this next person has come in. And I realized that's why people like sometimes want a partner too. It's like, it's the validation, the permission that like I'm ready to let love in. And I don't need that because I can feel it. So then when I saw it, I was just like, nah, I'm good. I'm chilling. I'm satisfied. And that's the word I've shared a lot this weekend. It's like, I'm genuinely satisfied. And that word just hits so well. Yeah, try it. Satisfied. So I'm wishing you an amazing day. Be sure to like, share this with people that you, I feel like this would be like a great topic to have with people. So definitely like start some in the comments. I'd definitely like to engage and see what you got from this. And yeah, share it with anybody. And yeah, feel satisfied. Allow yourself to accept whatever it is that you're feeling, right? Even whatever it is that you're thinking without having to change it. And just see what happens. Let's talk about it. Wishing you an amazing day. If it's nighttime by you, wishing you an amazing night. And I will catch you later. I'll catch you next week. Not later. I'm going to start switching it to, instead of I'm going to catch you later, I'm going to catch you next week.